In the North, schools are more segregated today than they were in 1954 when the Supreme Court's decision on desegregation was rendered. Economically, the Negro is worse off today than he was 15 and 20 years ago. And so the unemployment rate among whites at one time was about the same as the unemployment rate among Negroes.
I have to pause on that. And this is something that's probably a very little known fact. He said in the unemployment, so the unemployment rate among whites at one time was about the same as the unemployment rate among Negroes. You know, we're just so used to us always being behind. We're always talking about, the slave mentality. We were going to focus on the Black Wall Street prior from 1860 to 1910, and to show that how did we go from being, a people that were, because of slavery, they were illiterate, to having 70% read in a 50-year period. A people that was owned to having black Wall Streets all over, having property, having schools, establishing universities, establishing fraternal orders. All of the frats and all of these organizations were established during the time. Madam C.J. Walker, having Marcus Garvey, all of this movement from a people that went from being owned to within 50 years, and we look at today, and we go back 50 years in the 70s, and look at where we are. We made more progress back then. So the slave mentality, I think it's now. But the slave mentality that they really had and what they were able to achieve before they dropped the bomb on them and they started that real oppression, we need to copy these people, and we're going backwards. But he was talking about that our employment rate was almost the same, but now it's getting worse, and it's getting worse than that.
The unemployment rate among Negroes is twice that of whites. And the average income of the Negro is today 50% less than whites. And as we look at these problems, we
check those numbers for today.
Growing and developing every day. And we see the fact that the Negro economically is facing a depression in his everyday life that is more staggering than the depression of the 30s. The unemployment rate of the nation as a whole is about 4%. Statistics would say from the Labor Department that among Negroes it's about 8.4%. But these are the persons who are in the labor market, who still go to employment agencies to seek jobs, and so they can be calculated. The statistics can be gotten because they are still somehow in the labor market. But there are hundreds of thousands of Negroes who have given up. They've lost hope. They've come to feel that life is a long and desolate corridor for them with no exit sign. And so they no longer go to look for a job. There are those who would estimate that